What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Well, our ever-evolving plan keeps evolving. We made it here to High Falls State Park in Georgia, which, again, we've been kind of seeking refuge a little bit in the Georgia State Park since they were still open. So when we left Hamburg State Park, the plan was High Falls, Cloudland Canyon, and then on to Kentucky. Well, it seems like we're always just ahead or just behind all the closures. So once we booked our spot in Kentucky, it was a private RV park, but kind of the main reason we wanted to stay there was because they have an elk and bison prairie that's located at Land Between the Lakes, which is right near where we were going to be staying.
And bison, and I really want to see bison. He really wants to see some, what are they?
Elk.
Elk.
That's something that you stay in your vehicle for. It's kind of a wildlife refuge type deal where you
kind of like a wildlife route for bison and elk.
Right. So you stay in your car. You don't interact with other people, so we really didn't think that was in danger of being shut down.
We
thought wrong. We made our reservation in the morning through Passport America. We had 3 nights at this spot for $45, which we were super happy with, outstanding.
Thanks to Passport America.
And then we got the notification and we started seeing that some things in Kentucky started closing, and the elk and bison prairie was one of the things that was closed. So the private RV parks were still open, but really, we're not, we're trying to avoid contact with a lot of people, but we still do want to get outside and enjoy the outdoors and do some things as a family. So we just decided once we leave High Falls here in Georgia, we're going to take advantage of another membership that we have, which is Harvest Host. And between our Harvest Host and Passport America, we're basically just going to make a run for it and try to get to South Dakota here over the next probably 3 days.
Georgia to South Dakota in 3 days.
Pretty much. So we're going to stay over at a Harvest Host spot in Tennessee. We're going to stop, probably use maybe Passport America in Illinois, another Harvest Host in Missouri, and then we should be able to make it into South Dakota, hopefully by sometime there at the toward the end of the first week of April. So,
because they have a snowstorm coming through, and I am dying to see some snow.
So there is some, we looked at kind of the long-range forecast, the long-range weather outlook, and we've been using that a lot to try to determine where we really want to try to stay on our way to South Dakota. It looks like we have a nice opening where everything should be clear for us. So we're going to try to make that run to South Dakota, get into South Dakota before the next. They do have a little bit of a snowstorm coming, but dealing with a snowstorm would be much easier than dealing with places closing. I mean, like I said, it seems like we're always places either closing behind us as we leave, like what happened in Florida. When we checked into High Falls, they told us that there was a possibility that the park could close. We're only here for 2 nights, so luckily that's not going to be an issue. By the time we leave, even if the park closes, it won't affect us. But Cloudland Canyon has had an issue with a lot of people coming in from Tennessee and over from Alabama.
Florida.
Right. They said last weekend that they had over 1,000 people on the trails at Cloudland Canyon.
It was over 1,000?
That's what they said.
I knew it was a lot, but I didn't know it was 1,000.
That's what the news said, 1,000 people. So obviously if that continues, they're going to shut it down. They're not going to let 1,000 people come and hike the trails and keep the park open.
They were saying no one's following the social distance.
Right. Yep, people are not social distancing properly.
Inches away.
So it's not a good situation. So we kind of foresee that the Georgia State Parks will most likely end up closing, or at least some of them. Obviously, if 1,000 people show up to hike, they're going to close the park. That's just
and
how
there's supposed to be really nice weather in Georgia this weekend, so there's a good chance it may happen sooner than later.
So, we've already been in contact with the RV park that we're going to be staying at over the summer in South Dakota. We kind of discussed the situation with them, and they have given us the green light to show up whenever we want to, whenever we're ready to show up. They'll make arrangements for us there since we'll be there over the summertime. So our thought process is, if we get into South Dakota, then if things do start closing there, at least we have somewhere we can go, and get set up, and then we'll have somewhere to be. We won't have to rely on and take a chance on parks closing and things closing either ahead of us or behind us.
Dylan's been really disappointed that everything keeps changing as far as what he's going to get to see, like the elk and
yes, I was super excited when I heard there was an elk and bison prairie, but I'm just as excited to hear there's a snowstorm in South Dakota. It doesn't sound like a good thing, but I want to see some snow.
He's only
when
got
you're
to
from Florida. You never see snow.
Well, he's only got to experience snow flurries when we were on vacation once in Tennessee.
And I was excited then. I freaked.
So the plan is to get into South Dakota ahead of any snow that might be coming. Find a spot, get set up for 3 to 4 days. I don't really want to drive during a snowstorm. I say a snowstorm. I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, in Florida, a snow flurries would be a snowstorm. But we're very well set up. We're very well equipped to handle anything that anything that Mother Nature might throw at us as far as snow and things like that. So
I want snow.
We would just prefer to do it sitting in a spot instead of driving on the roads.
Definitely.
So as far as High Falls goes, this is our first visit to High Falls State Park, and man, what a beautiful park. I mean, we're staying in the river campground area. When we looked on Reserve America, it showed that the park was full. There were only a few sites left. Looking around, obviously everybody did not show up for their reservation because there's only about 4 of us camping up here in the river campground area. But it's a beautiful, beautiful park. We went down this morning, took a hike on the Falls Trail, which brings you right down alongside the river. You can get real close. I mean, you're right at the waterfalls there. Just a beautiful, beautiful view. Not a strenuous hike at all. I mean, they have a boardwalk with stairs. So
well, you have to go up and down rocks. So when they say easy to moderate, I would call it strenuous to impossible.
Dylan may be over exaggerating. It's not strenuous.
It's strenuous.
What you think about that hike, Dylan?
I would go easy to moderate. Strenuous to impossible is what I would rate that.
What would you call it?
Strenuous to impossible.
I don't think it was that bad.
If it was impossible, you wouldn't have been able to do it.
I said strenuous to impossible.
You did great. You did great.
Thanks.
He did a great job.
It's strenuous.
But he knocked it out like a champ. Would highly recommend High Falls State Park if you're ever in the Georgia area. It's a fantastic park. It really is a very, very beautiful park, and that trail down by the Falls Trail is outstanding. Very nice area. Super quiet. But even at that, when we went down there, we got there around 11:30 or so, noon, somewhere around there, and that trail was even starting to get busy. We started to run into people as we were coming back up the trail. There were people coming down, so it was starting to get busy. So I really foresee, with the pressure people are putting on, the government in Georgia, kind of the same deal that happened in Florida. people are really
And
starting.
Alabama and Tennessee.
Right, people are really starting to put pressure on the government, the local government, the state government to shut things down. It's probably not a bad idea if it really starts to get overcrowded. So luckily we got down on the trail and got back up before it got hectic and crowded. You could either go down the steps, or there's a trail beside the boardwalk that you can go up. So
I would have preferred the trail.
we tried to keep our distance from people. If people were coming down the stairs, but that being said, people were also very respectful. I mean, if somebody was coming down and saw you coming up, they would give you plenty of space off to the side, let you pass before they continued down. I mean, so everybody did a great job here at High Falls as far as trying to keep their distance and not crowding out. One thing that we also noticed is, you always see people taking selfies in front of the waterfall and things like that, and a lot of times people ask if you'll take their picture for them or something like that. Nobody was doing anything like that. Everybody did a good job keeping their distance here anyway, but there wasn't 1,000 people like was reported at Cloudland Canyon. So.
And when my dad says there's like only 4 people camping here, there's us, there's some people next to us, across from us, and there's another one a little bit down the way. Almost 9 people.
Yeah, it's very, very sparse as far as campers go. So it's easy to stay distant from people when you're at your campsite, but if you're going to go on the trails, it is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for now.
For now, he's right.
For now, but we've been in contact with our harvest host that we're going to be staying at in Tennessee. They are super excited. We are going to be their first harvest host.
And it'll be our first time boondocking.
Yes, it'll be our first official boondocking site. It will be their first time that they've hosted as harvest host. It'll be our first time using harvest host, so it'll be a neat experience for everybody. We're very much looking forward to it. It's on a farm, so looking forward to bringing you guys some of the footage of that and show you what harvest host is all about.
I'll have a video on my channel too about first time boondocking on Dylan from Florida. Make sure you go over there and subscribe.
So that's where we're at. Dylan, what should they do if they want to keep up?
And other than subscribing to Dylan from Florida, you should like and subscribe and follow GP Outdoors. Bye, guys.
All right, we'll catch you guys down the road.